In Sorcery, there's a lot of nice accessories. Some of them are absolute need to have, and some of them are only nice to have. So let's find out which is which. The first thing you need to be able to play Sorcery efficiently is, of course, to get yourself a playmat. And here we have a single player playmat. It has the 10 squares that you need to have on your side of the realm. And this one is bought from the Dust Store, and you will be able to buy different playmats in the Dust Store. You might also be able to buy some of the playmats that will be released with Ethereum Legends. Of course, if you want to have all the gear ready and be able to play, even with opponents that do not have their own playmats, you might be able to buy a 2-player mat, as you can see here. You see, we have the 10 grid spaces down here for your side of the realm, and the 10 grid spaces up here for your opponent's side of the realm. So if you have a double player mat, you will be able to play with your friends right away.
On the double player mat, you also have the location of the first site, and then you have the placement for the avatar, and then you have for your site and your spellbook, and of course also your graveyard. So that is also some added advantages. At least if you're completely new with playing TCGs, it does add some security on where to place stuff on the board. But you just mentioned that you could go and buy it on the Dust Store. Maybe we should talk just a tiny bit about the Dust Store, but also Ares Curiosa website, because these are two really valuable and useful tools for you as a player of Sorcery. So what is Ares Curiosa? It's a website, but what can you do on there?
Indeed. The Ares Curiosa website, the Curiosa.io, is the central place to get all your Sorcery stuff and information. You can search for every card in the game so far, and you can also build your own decks and add them to the website. You will also be able to search for both cards and different cards in decks, and you will be able to search keywords and find decks. You will also have the availability to see the newest completed decks at the website at that moment.
If you have a favorite product that we haven't reviewed in this video, please do leave a comment down in the description what your favorite product is and why you really love it.
So if you lack information or some inspiration for your deck building, you should go to the Curiosa.io. But what is the Dust Store?
So the Dust Store is this really cool thing. It is basically a reward store because you get dust, which is the reward system in Sorcery Contested Realm. You get dust every time you open a box, that's 100 points. And every time you go to an event that is registered on Sorcery Play Network, you also get dust for participating, and even more dust if you win the tournament or event going on. So make sure that your LGS is already signed up to Sorcery Play Network so that they can register the events, and you as the player can go get your dust. And you can buy some truly cool stuff on there. There's merch, hoodies, playmats, all kinds of goodies, and of course, some really cool promo cards.
And when playing Sorcery, you're going to be needing a Lifetracker and a Threshold Tracker. And these come in both digital and physical variants. So for a physical variant, you see one here. This one is from Limitless KNC, and it holds track of the lives of the players, the player 1 and player 2. It has the turns played, if you find that sort of competitive feature interesting. It also registers the amount of mana for each player, and it has the threshold for one of the players. Token boxes. And in these token boxes, they are a little hard to open because they actually have a magnet down here and a magnet here. So when you close them, they snapshot and they do not open. And that's very good also because you could also place your foot soldier tokens and your flooded tokens and all those little nice sorcery tokens down here. This one comes with special custom-made tokens for the game. You see we have flooded, we have immobile, we have silenced, and also death's door. So a lot of cool tokens. The other one also has tokens, but you get the gist of it.
This is one option, having this really cool physical option, which just, it feels really nice and just adds some cool factor to your play. But if you prefer it, you can also use an app for your iPhone or your Android device. And this is the 4 Cores app. I'm going to link it down below. It has a lot of cool features, the same as this one, Lifetracker, Threshold Tracker, Mana Tracker, but it also has some content options. So there are some links for content creators that make content like we do on Sorcery. So you can click on there. So there's a lot of variability and options in that app, and we really like that one. So go ahead and check it out.
So now you know what to get if you're going to a tournament and want a physical product. And when you're going to a tournament, you also need to have your playmats with you. And the regular sized single player playmats are not a problem. They fit into different playmats holders. But the two-player mat, on the other hand, is really large and it could be hard to handle. But we've heard that the best way to transport this big playmat is with some of those drawing tubes that different, creatives, artists, and architects use to transfer their big drawings from place to place. We would like to say thank you to you for watching this video, and also a big shout out and thank you to our YouTube channel members and our Patreon members streaming down below. You are the coolest, and thank you for supporting the Cardboard Guide that little bit extra.